Delta Romeo Echo 1110. Ready for departing straight out at runway 22.
Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
Tower, Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110. Frequency change.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight 200. Flight slow. 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 $300. $200. $50. $40. $30. $20. $20. $10. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
miles south of Kilo Juliet, 7 Sierra November, 5900. Request flight following.
Going Delta Romeo Echo 1110 approach. Squawk 5252.
Squawk 5252. Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110.
Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110. Radar contact 10 miles south of Kilo Juliet 7 Sierra November, 6600. Altimeter tree 047.
Roger. Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110.
Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 110, contact Boston Center on 1 tree 2 decimal tree. Good day.
One tree, 2 decimal tree for Boeing Delta Romeo, Echo 1110. Boston Center, Boeing Delta Romeo, Echo 1110, 9,700.
Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110, Boston Center, altimeter tree 047, radar contact continue.
How to get rid of your stream delay. First, what you want to do is
picked a great main, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
VoiceMod gives you over 150.
Stream buffering can be a huge issue for new streamers. It's hard. Hard to know what's causing it and how to fix it. I have 5 tricks that are going to help you. After this video, you're going to understand what causes buffering and what you can do to fix it. Hello, my YouTube friends. Live stream buffering is caused when you're trying to send too much data or data that's not properly formatted for the platform that you're live streaming to. Now, these problems are fixable on most connections and computers with a few tweaks or compromises. So let's get into the 5 tricks that you can do to avoid live streaming buffering. The first thing we need to do to optimize our stream is find out how fast we can actually stream. So we're going to need to do an internet speed test, and you can just type in internet speed test in your browser search. Of choice. You can just use pretty much whatever one you want. You can click go, connects, and does a speed test. Now, we don't really care about the download speed. That doesn't really matter all that much at all.
Delta Romeo Echo 1110, contact Boston Center on 124.525. Good day.
124.525. Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110. Boston Center, Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110. 15,700. Boeing Delta Romeo Echo 1110. Boston Center, altimeter 3048. Radar contact, continue.
We really care about the upload speed. So this is going to take a couple seconds. And there we go. So we have about 20 megabits per second on our upload. We just want to know what that number is. Now we want to take a look at this nifty chart. You can see over here on the left, this gives us the stats for YouTube and Twitch. This is the internet speed that we need to stream at each of these resolutions. And each of these frame rates. So if we want to stream at 60 frames per second in 1080 on YouTube, we need to have at least 5.6 to 11 megabits per second. Now we had 20, so we're good. The same thing applies for Twitch. If you want to stream at 1080, 60 frames per second, you need between 5.6 and 7.4 megabits per second. So now that we know what we can actually stream at, we know it is possible for us to stream at 1080 30 frames per second at a full 6,000 kilobits per second bit rate. We know that it is possible to stream at the 1080 by 60, even at the full 9,000 kilobits per second bit rate. And of course we could stream at all these bit rates down here. Now we have our chart, now we have our settings, we know what we can stream at. So now let's set it up and optimize it. Let's go ahead and set this up. I'm going to click set. Settings, and the first thing we're going to do is go to our output, and I want to change it from simple to advanced, and we're looking at the streaming. Now I have an NVIC encoder, which makes my life a lot easier. I can just set my kilobits per second to 6,000 because of course I'm going to stream at 30 frames per second. If I was going to stream at 60 frames per second, I could set this to 9,000. Quality is a good preset. I could bump it up to max quality if I like. And if I'm going to be streaming video games, I can check look ahead and go visual tuning. I'm not going to be doing that, so that will be just fine. I'm also going to be streaming in 30 frames per second, so I would leave this at 6 and click apply, and now we have our stream maximized right here. You will have to actually mess around with this if you notice problems with your machine. We'll get into that in a minute. So now that we have our encoders set up the way that we want them, we need to go ahead and go into audio. We want to disable all of this, and we want to set our audio monitoring device to however we're going to be listening to our stream. Generally speaking, you want to use your headphones, so you set it up for your headphones. That's how you would be monitoring your actual stream. Next, we want to go into video, and we want to set our resolution. You want your base canvas and your output scaled resolution to be exactly the same. Stream. Next, we want to go into video. And we want to set our resolution. You want your base canvas and your output scaled resolution to be exactly the same. So we're going to stream at 1920 by 1080. We are going to have our output scaled resolution at 1920 by 1080. We have 30 frames per second. If we were going to stream at 60, we would set this to 60. You don't need to change anything else. And now our settings are optimized for the stream that we're going to produce. For new streamers, it's hard. Hard to know what's caused it to optimize our stream is find out how fast we can actually stream. So we're going to need to do an internet speed test, and you can just type in internet speed test in your browser. Search. Search. Search of choice. You can just use pretty much whatever one you want. Click go, connects, and does a speed test. Now we don't really care about the download speed. That doesn't really matter all that much at all.
on TikTok back when it was still called Musical.ly, where he gained a pretty decent following. And over time, he skyrocketed his social media to get millions of followers. So if he has all of these followers, then why is he so hated? Well, because of the content that he makes. Literally every single one of the Manny Show's videos is literally just him lip-syncing to other people's jokes.
Hey Dad, can I hang out with Mommy today?
That's an egg. You're crushing up an egg, brother. Bone meal, egg. It might fertilize it. You might not be wrong on that. That ain't bone meal, though, dumbass.
Do you know what the next closest thing is?
Eggs.
That's right. Eggshells. Booyah.
Okay. You didn't learn that from Minecraft, though. You had to Google that. You know what the next closest thing, though, is? Eggshells. Where'd you learn that? 'Cause they don't fucking teach that in Minecraft. I thought the whole point of this was things that you could only learn from Minecraft.
Could have learned that anywhere, not just in Minecraft.
That is true. I could have. But did you even know about it?
That is beside the point. Are you finished?
Bro, you're like 45 years old. You didn't know that you could fucking fertilize a plant? Maybe she needs to get on the Minecraft grind.
For plants.
Well, it's too bad we don't have any.
You see, that's where you're wrong. These cups can act as greenhouses, and it turns out a lot of things can work as greenhouses. These plastic clear cups can help protect these seedlings from the cold.
Yo, that's literally not gonna grow. Bro just broke up an eggshell into 4 pieces and then laid it on the leaves. And then what the fuck? Like, these are, dude, they're gonna be dead in 2 days.
Your cups can help protect these seedlings from the cold. Oh, I made this board to keep our score. We put our points on it with a tally mark.
How the fuck did he
8,
just
9,
get...
10, 11, 12.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You're giving yourself 12 points for that?
12 points for what? All you did was tilling. Facts. All you did was fucking plant a goddamn fucking plant. That's all. You put it in the ground. You tilled the ground, put a plant in, put eggshells on it, put a cup over it, and watered it. Maybe fucking 6. Maybe fucking 6.
All you did was tilling, irrigation, eggshells, and greenhouses. That is...
Yeah, and greenhouses are nowhere in Minecraft. You do not make a greenhouse in Minecraft.
4 points.
Yeah, but I did
I know
it
that commercial.
times 3 because I did it on 3 plants, and 3 times 4 is 12. So if we're going to 100, then
You
I
see,
need
Mom, 3 times 4 is 12. Oh, and I learned that in Minecraft, too. Add another 3 points. Buddy's just doing math at this point. I did it with 3 plants. Buddy, just do it fucking 50 of them, and then you just get the challenge done. By that logic.
the help I can get.
You sure do. Okay. If that's how you want to play, I got some Minecraft myths to bust. Oh. Here we go.
I feel like this is an NPC household. Like, spending an entire day on breaking Minecraft myths. Like, I would never do that. I would... But my kid was like, yo, can we spend the next 6 hours breaking Minecraft myths? No.
This is...
a compass?
Mm-hmm.
A compass tracks you to your spawn point in Minecraft. If you have a lodestone, your compass will point directly to it in the nether.
And in real life, a compass points north. Where does it point in Minecraft?
To where your bed is.
Yes, which is incorrect. Now, since we have 2 beds in the house...
Bro, at that point, do zombies exist? Myth. Do walking skeletons exist? Myth. Do Endermen exist? Myth. Do ghasts exist? Myth. Does the nether exist? Myth. You can just fucking write myth after myth after myth. You can just fucking cheat that shit. Like, easily.
I'm gonna give myself 2 points.
That should only be counted as 1 point for you. Fine.
Do you see those 2 trees outside?
Do you really think you could get wood by punching the tree?
No. But
Yo, she's the type of mom to say Fortnite's like 9/11. And that, like, playing video games makes you a school shooter. She's that mom.
Points for me. Oh, and if you have a secret room in Minecraft, where can you hide?
You mean behind a painting?
Yeah, let's test that theory out. Oh, no, can't hide behind that one. Oh.
Yo, she says we're testing the painting theory. I'm punching a hole in her fucking wall, and then I'm gonna stand in the drywall, and I'm gonna fucking put